What's going on, everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today I've got some more NBA news to be talking about with you guys. For those of you who haven't heard, there is currently a big report going out by Woj saying that the Los Angeles Clippers are really the favorites to sign, Kawhi Leonard in free agency. They're expected to re-sign him. It looks like Kawhi does love it there, more on that later. But he has gone on to say that the Heat are a sleeper team to potentially sign Kawhi Leonard in free agency this off-season, while also kind of saying that Woj believes that Kawhi Leonard will re-sign with the Clippers this off-season. He goes on to say, "I think Kawhi is staying with the Clippers. There's been some mention of Miami, but could Miami be a sleeper for him? I think he's where he wants to be geographically. I think he's gotten along with very well with the organization, with the management, and with the ownership." I think kind of geographically what he's pretty much saying here is the fact that Kawhi came to the Clippers because he really wants to go back. He really wanted to go back and live in LA, be closer to his family, bringing his family to LA, of course, live there permanently, and maybe even contend with the Clippers. The only couple teams I could see him maybe going to ever is the Lakers, but again, they're kind of full right now, and I don't think he'd go to the Lakers right now either. I could see maybe the Warriors, but they're a little bit far away from LA. And I think a team like the Kings, who haven't had a big free agent guy in a long time, would actually be really cool as well. He could maybe revitalize the Kings and take them to the first playoffs in like 14 billion years. But again, the Sacramento is also a little bit, far away from LA as well. So the only real option would be like the Lakers, but of course he's not going to go there right now with the state that they're in. Again, they're really, really good, and it'd kind of just be like he'd be, a ring chasing, and that's not really who Kawhi Leonard is. Doesn't look like the type of dude to go ring chasing as well. He looks like the type of dude to want to win a ring rather, as the best player on his team, and I feel like he still has the capability, to do that with the Clippers. Time will tell what's going to really happen with all of that, but right now, it will be really, really interesting to see how it will all go. Of course, Miami seems to be a beautiful place to live, where a lot of players do really, really want to go. But again, it is going to be extremely interesting to see how that goes. They will have quite a bit of free cap to kind of spend. Of course, Victor Oladipo, it's reported, he actually had season-ending surgery. It's also reported that he is not going to be playing next season at all, which is absolutely crazy to me. So again, his value just dropped heaps, and considering the Pacers reportedly offered him a $22 million a season, the Rockets reportedly offered him about $25 million a season, and he declined all of them, and now he's probably going to be getting $20 million less a season. That's pretty bad by him. And then you also got to look at the fact that Duncan Robinson, there's reports saying that he's going to be getting offered $20 million a season, which is absolutely crazy to me. I just can't really see that happening, and I don't think it's going to happen, but time will tell when it does come to all of this and the whole entire, of course, situation. I think that Miami, going after Kawhi Leonard, there's not exactly really too much of harm that could potentially, come out of this. I think he will most likely stay with the Clippers, though, just how Woj said it, but there's always other players that the Miami Heat could potentially target and keep in their arsenal to go after as well. We've seen they've been interested in Giannis. He didn't come into the picture anymore. He's, of course, re-signed with the Milwaukee Bucks. Victor Oladipo will be someone they can definitely keep tabs on. Again, as I said, he did have, looks like, season-ending surgery, so it'd be pretty weird if that dude was kind of demanding $20 million a season or something like that, especially considering he's barely done anything for this team. He's just done season-ending surgery. You wouldn't think that would be really the case at all, hopefully, especially for Victor Oladipo's sake, because I could see a scenario where the Miami Heat just say, hey, you're too expensive, we're going to go out and get some other players, do what you want to do, and then Oladipo will have to go and sign with another team. And again, that's not what he wants. He wants to be in Miami. He pretty much forged his way to get there. So if I was him, I'd be looking to take a pay cut, especially after all this effort and trouble he's just done to get to the Miami Heat. There's been other players as well that it looks like they're interested in. Tim Hardaway, which I did make a video on him. I believe it should be out at the time of this one.
Tim Hardaway would be a really nice player that I think the Miami Heat could potentially go after as well. Will they really sign him? I'm not too sure. They've also got to worry about Duncan Robinson and his massive $20 million that he's reported that he's most likely to be chasing. I know it's absolutely ridiculous. I think that I suggested was actually trading Duncan Robinson to the Mavericks and getting back Hardaway, maybe a pick. I think that'd be cool. I think it makes sense for both teams, considering the Heat already have enough shooters, realistically. And yeah, just bringing in another big man. Like, when they got Dwayne Dedmon, that was actually a really weird move, because it looked like Dwayne Dedmon's career was, like, done, but all of a sudden he came into Miami and was really nice defensively and actually been alright for them. So, if you could maybe bring him back, or go out and get another guy that you think might be younger that could do his job for a more long-term availability, more security in that type of player, I guess you could, maybe look to go after them as well. But it will be really interesting. Kawhi Leonard will be at the top of their, list. But I don't think they'll be really spending too much time at trying to get him, because I think the Miami Heat knows, the NBA knows, everyone knows, his future does look to be with the Clippers. He seems like he's going to be quite loyal with them, even if they do win championships, or even if they, stay pretty stagnant or something like that. There was rumors that the reason Paul George actually signed, really long term, not just because he got overpaid. Like, I mean, the Clippers did overpay him quite a bit. That's an understatement, but it was actually reported by Paul George himself. He actually said that Kawhi Leonard very much, kind of convinced him to stay, and that Kawhi was in it for the long run as well. Again, that just, I think, pretty much confirms it, unless Kawhi decides to make a late-minute decision, which he won't. It was talks by Woj, that the organization has been treating him nicely and that he's gotten everything that he wanted, obviously except for the championship. But I think he's done fine. I think Kawhi is happy where he is, and I don't think he'll be going to the Miami Heat really anytime soon at all. But it would be an absolute shock if he did. I think that would be the real big move. I just don't know. Is Miami really that Kawhi Leonard lifestyle? Like, I don't know. I don't even think California is his type of lifestyle, but the dude is pretty much, born and raised there, so I guess that makes sense. But Kawhi Leonard just seems to be like that more type of guy to be in a very quiet, small market type team. I don't know why. Like, that San Antonio fit was kind of cool because it was a smaller market, really quiet. It doesn't seem like Kawhi is really liking, the big lights, all the cameras in his face, but moving to LA, you knew that was going to happen, and I think he is happy despite that fact and despite he hasn't won a championship. But of course, I'd very much like to hear all of your thoughts and opinions on this down below. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel for all the latest NBA content and NBA news. Of course, don't forget to subscribe to my gaming channel and my IRL/vlogging channels. So don't forget to check out my podcast as well if you haven't already. Links for them will all be in the description down below. But as I was saying, to thank you guys so much for watching this video. Make sure to leave a like, subscribe, and comment, and I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.